All right. Are we live? I believe we are. All right. Hey, everybody. How's everybody doing? Sorry I missed you guys the other day. I uh, I ate on Wednesday and I was like, I'm wiped. I gotta lay down and overslept and didn't wake up till later. So yeah, I just was not a good. I just like I said, I'll be honest with you. This trip home, I've been doing a ton of sleeping. Haven't felt the best, kind of worn down, and I think it's a combination of a couple things. Just my sleep schedule is ridiculously bad, and it has been for a long time. I don't get regular sleep like regular people, not normal stretches. So it's like fits and bits type of thing. So what are you gonna do? So anyway, so I am here tonight. We're good to go. I hope everybody. Oh my God, I've eaten. So we had our Thanksgiving on Wednesday. I had a plate yesterday, leftovers, and then I had another plate today, leftovers again. Love it, absolutely. Like I said, that's one of the best things about Thanksgiving is having the leftovers for days afterwards. So yep, like it very much. So but anyway, so okay, before we get into everything, I just want to remind everybody this is a very family friendly oriented channel. I would ask you to please be decent and kind in the chat. No racism, no nastiness. And you had a chat without me. All right. Well, that's good. That's good. Um, but just be decent to each other, and we will go from there. And if you can't, then those awesome people that you see lit up in blue with the wrenches will boot you out of here. So that is what we will do there. So but yeah, all right. So just fun times. Let's just have a good chat and enjoy each other's company tonight and post Thanksgiving and go Cowboys. Yes, they took care of the Giants, which I love it. So winning games, like I think at the beginning of the season, the pundits were saying that the Cowboys would be lucky to go 9-7 this year, and they've gone through the toughest part of their schedule. They're really the only tough game that they got left now is Philadelphia. Other than that, it should be pretty good. So they should be in good shape. So we'll see what happens. But and I know JJ's happy for my Cowboys, but no, they the first half kind of sucked, in the second half they took care of business. So all right. So I always love that. Love to see my Cowboys win on Thanksgiving, and but we got you know what you got your teams, you got to root for your teams, and I will win or lose, I will always be a diehard Cowboy fan. Doesn't make any difference to me. Yeah, the Eagles are not. They're not even. I'll tell you right now. I'll make a prediction right now. This prediction I will make. Eagles ain't winning that division. Cowboys are winning that division, and that's just not based on I'm a huge Cowboy fan. The Eagles are not as good as people think they are. I mean, they basically squeaked out a win last week against a team that they should have just beaten into the ground. So we'll see what happens, but I don't think the Eagles win that division. So that's just me. Dak is back, and we're ready to go. So all right. Regular gas has come down to 3.19. Well, I'll tell you what, New York absolutely sucks. I'll be honest with you. When I left New York a month ago, it was 3.79 a gallon, and I came back, and it's still 3.79 a gallon. And they've been talking about how the oil per barrel is down, right? The price of oil per barrel is down, and it's just not a good thing at all. Let's see. Joe Bandana says China's numbers are very real. We're going to get into that in just a minute, Joe. We will definitely talk about that. New York's tax break expires next month. Yeah, so they'll even raise it higher. Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. I'm so glad that I spend most of my time in West Virginia now. You guys have no idea. No idea. I'm just like, I am ready to get back down to West Virginia and get settled in. I got some things going on down there that I got to do, And so I got to get back and hopefully feel better and take care of the things that I need to take care of. So a few projects high on the list, and yeah, the gas is cheaper in Virginia. Yes, it is. But I saw in northern West Virginia, I saw it at 2.89 a gallon in northern West Virginia. JJ said Ed Beck put on a good spread for Thanksgiving. She sure did. She worked very hard. She did a great job, and but she's like taken over that role. My grandmother always did that role of Thanksgiving, and Becky has taken that on, and it is a lot of work, and it's really appreciated, and so that was definitely a good thing. All right, so let's chat about China. What do we got? 267 in here already. We only got 86 thumbs up. So if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I would ask you to please do so to show support for the channel. And I thank you ahead of time. It really does make a huge difference with the algorithms. So thank you for that. And, yes, mom was there for Thanksgiving. So what we had, mom came out. My niece Jeannie picked her up and brought her out, and then Rick's mother was also there for Thanksgiving. They're both 79, so it was really nice. We had the two old ladies at the one table together, so that they got their stuff in common. It was really nice. First time I had met his mother, so she's really nice lady, and so that yeah, it was really, like I said, it was really nice to have everybody over, and we had a really nice time. It was really relaxed, and everybody just enjoyed themselves, and that's what it's all about. So yeah, four generations. Yep. There's mom, Becky, her daughter, and then her two younger my niece's boys. So there's four generations. Yep. And now Jesse is Jesse's 19. So if Jesse has a child, so say in the next year or so, we could actually have, if mom hangs on, we could have five generations. So that would be pretty wild if that was the case. But you never know. See, Becky had her kids young. I had my kids when I was older. So there's not gonna be no five generations from my end of it. So I'm not rushing for Heather to make it four generations. So she can just go ahead and take her time. But anyhow, so a lot of stuff going on, obviously. Um, Richard Ruckman, Ed, your mom is awesome. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. So I want to talk about this China situation, guys, because this is really 79 is not old. I'm your age, and my dad would be 102. Oh, I don't think 79 is old. I don't. It's older, obviously. My real father was 85 when he passed. So I figured once you get 79, 80, that's a nice run. Anything beyond that is just a bonus. So quality of life is obviously very important with that as well. So, I think that that's a huge part of it. Had my son when I was 28. Yeah, let's see, I was 36 and my ex was 32 when the twins were born. So mom's doing okay. She's been dealing with insulin issues. Her numbers are wacky, so she's trying to get that under control. But other than that, she seems to be doing okay. Yeah, she seems to be doing okay. My last son was born when my husband was 50. Wow. Okay, that's cool. Well, I'll tell you what. Now, like Rick, when he was born, I think he was the youngest, if I'm not mistaken. And his dad was in his late 50s when he was born, and his dad ended up living until like 94. So that's a freaking awesome run as well. And that was like his third family, his father's third family. So so good for them. I mean, hey, so it's not too late if there's any young ladies out there. I am kidding. I am kidding. Just so you know, not really looking to have any more kids at 57 years old. So, oh my God. But you know what? I can't say let's I will put it like this: I will never say never, okay? Because you never know what could happen in life. So, um, yeah, even us old guys don't shoot blanks. No, we do not shoot blanks. So, but hey, I put them out two at a time, guys. So there we go. We don't mess around when we're making babies. We have litters. We don't have singles. uh, but no, I like I said, who knows what's going to happen in life. So, like I said, but I can honestly say I would never say never. But oh, I'll tell you what though, if I did, if I had, listen, if I had another child, Heather would be pissed because she's daddy's girl. I mean, she is daddy's girl, So, um, but yeah, she would be she would be furious. So very funny. Oh, I don't actually. I gotta text my daughter and tell her who asked about the egg count. Okay, got the message out there. Even though she's in the other room, I don't want to yell out and say Heather. Okay, all right. So, but no kids here, but the clock is ticking at 35. Hey, you know what, John? I had my twins at 36. So, I was definitely ready at that point. Definitely ready at that point. My aunt passed away on October 27th, had the service day before Thanksgiving. She was 100 years old. Wow, that's a good run. That is a really, really good run. I don't think I could mesh with the younger one. I'm 57 and I don't think we could mesh. Yeah, once you get, the reality is this: once you get past a 10-year window, either way, 10 years older, 10 years younger, you don't have a whole lot in common. You really, really don't. And don't get me wrong, I've seen relationships work with 25, 30-year age difference. It can work, okay, but it's just normally that's not going to work. That's normally not going to work because again, when like so if I'm talking about the 80s and I let's say I'm dating somebody that was born in the 90s, let's just put a number out there, right? I'm talking about the 80s because that's what I grew up in. Uh, they don't have any kind of reference point to that, because their teenage years would have been in the 2000s. So, it, it's it makes a big difference. It really does. So, but like I said, I've seen it work, and I've seen it be disaster as well. So, because then it's like, why are they with you? You know what I mean? There's always that people will say, well, what is she looking for security? And a lot of times, maybe a woman is looking for security, and an older man is not going to run. That's what they're looking for. They're looking for somebody that is going to be stable, that's going to be there. So, I mean, who knows? There's a lot to it either way. And there's a lot of older women that date younger men. I can remember, as a young man, I dated a lot of older women. I remember I'll tell you, I'll tell a funny story real quick. We're going to get into China. I promise you, we're going to get into China, but I'll tell you the story real quick. So I was down in North Carolina. I was 27 years old, and I'm out at a club with some friends, and I see this chick, and I think, wow, she's pretty hot. So we start dancing, and we're talking, and we're, hanging out. And I said, do you have any kids? And she was like, well, yeah. She goes, well, that's my daughter right there. And her daughter was like 23. So, but we had fun. She was a fun girl, you know. But uh, Teresa says, I'm 59 and will celebrate 42 years of marriage December 27th. Well, congratulations. That is amazing. That's really, really cool. When I was 19, I dated a guy that was 40. There's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, there is. I'm not throwing any kind of judgments. I know I've dated younger women. I've dated older women. My first wife was 12 and a half years older than me. So, there's that. But My husband was 22 years older, lasted over 40 years. And again, that's just the proof that it absolutely can work. So now my second wife was 4 years younger than me. So, we kind of grew up in that same, time frame. So we had a lot in common that way. All right. Now we're completely off a topic. So let's get back on topic and let's talk about the China situation. Okay. China's coming out and saying, and see, again, we have to remember, guys, okay? If we have to remember whatever China puts out, we really have to truly take with a grain of salt, because with a country where this all started, right? It all started in China. That's we know that started in China. So I'm not giving false information there. Started in Wuhan, China. I'm not going to say what the source is, but we do know that it started in China. You have something that started in China, and supposedly, right? We had the most deaths of any other country in the world, and China had very few. I find that hard to believe. I don't want to come right out and say that China is a bunch of liars, but I believe the numbers are underreported. That's gonna. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna leave it at that point. You don't lock down cities of 5 and 6 million people at a time for something that is a minor inconvenience to a country, right? So, um, obviously, the thought is that the numbers were much higher in China than they were. He retired. Tony Blackmoon, Fauci retired. He had been there for however long he was there, and he finally retired. So anyhow, going back to that, so we know that there was issues before over there, and they went hardcore with what they did, locking cities down, really restricting the movements. And recently, they had eased up some of those restrictions, and now they're having new outbreaks in China. That this is the information that we're getting, highest numbers in quite a while from them, right? So that we do know from what they're reporting. So we don't know realistically. Will we ever know how bad it was in China? No. Will we ever know how bad it is now in China? No. They're never going to ever be. You know, China has a population of a billion. Their numbers has to be higher. Well, actually, hope they have 1.4 billion. So they are literally 4 times population size of the United States. So yeah, I would think that their numbers would be much higher. Okay, but anyway, the problem with this thing is if uh, if they had started doing major lockdowns again, that will absolutely affect production, right? Where do we, the United States of America, get most of our supplies? Realistically, right? Most of the stuff that we get is from China. No ifs, ands, or buts about that. That is a very factual thing. It's cheaper to make the things in China. So a lot of these companies are over there and they're using cheap labor in China to keep the prices down. And so that's why, and you're paying for inferior products because they're put together so shabbily, but because they're so cheap, people don't care if it lasts a year and a half or 2 years and breaks down, then they just go get another one. Things are not made like they used to be made in the old days, realistically. I mean, when you made a shovel back in the 1930s and it was made in the United States of America, that shovel was meant to last. A lot of those shovels that were made way back then are still workable shovels today. You maybe had to change the handle out, but other than that, they're still working. And so that's one of the things, like I said, for me, I love old tools because they were made well, they were built to last. Okay. The crap that we get now is not built to last. It's built to break down so you can be replaced over and over and over again, which gets you to spend more money. That's one of the reasons why I say if you're going to buy a chainsaw, right? We're going to break it down even to a chainsaw. If you're going to buy a chainsaw, there's 2 companies. If I'm going to buy, like I use one of them, the other one is just as good. So it doesn't matter which one you go with, but if you're going to buy a chainsaw and you want a chainsaw to last and be good, you either buy a Husqvarna or you buy steel. Those are the two chainsaws that are the very best chainsaws out there, period. The rest of them inferior to those products, and that's a fact. That's a fact. But it is steel is a fantastic product, and like I said, so is Husqvarna. I personally use Husqvarna. I love Husqvarna, um, and so there's an old saying: if it's not broken, why fix it? Right? So I wouldn't try a steel because I like Husqvarna, and so I actually have two Husqvarna chainsaws. I got a 455 Rancher, and then I hit with a 20-inch bar, and then the other one I have is a smaller chainsaw, um, but it is got an 18-inch bar, but it's not as heavy. My Rancher is heavy. That's a heavy chainsaw, but anyway, I mean, like I said, it's like you find what you like, and if it works for you, great. And but that's just how it is. So, but that's where we're at with that. So, but anyway, the supply chain could end up becoming a problem if things continue to get worse over there. How many feet is your bunker so far? What we're trying to do with that, Hope, we're trying to get down to about 12 feet before we go in. And there's a lot of reasons for that. And hey, man, how you doing? Just saying hello. It's Ron Foster. Hey, Ron, how you doing, man? I knew that's who you were. And again, your abbreviations were on top. I can't always say that, but Ron is in the house, guys. Ron has a lot of good books. Ron, if you want to throw a link up to where people can go and buy your books, please do so in the chat. Feel free to do that. He has given me a tremendous amount of books, guys. A lot of good information in those books. And so definitely check those out. Okay. Definitely check those out. But thank you very much, Ron, for the donation too. I do appreciate that. But we're gonna go down 12 feet, and then we're gonna be going in. And like I said, there's a lot of reasons for that, and I'll go over everything as we're doing it. But that's gonna be an ongoing project. That's not something that's gonna happen overnight. A lot of it's gonna depend on how much of it I do with Steve and I when I have the time to get down there and just get in there and do that. So I definitely will be doing more of that. So yeah, Jason went in there and got crazy. So, but and if you heard what Jason said, well, I was like, okay, because I was trying to give him ear protection. He didn't want no part of that. So, but yeah, he's a good dude. He likes what we got going down there. We got a good setup going down there, and I'm really happy with the way things are going. And so moving forward, I think we're going to have, it's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of work, but we're going to, but yeah, he was chomping at the bit to get down in there and get a turn. And I'm like, hey, man, have at it. I'm down in there enough. I'll tell you what, I'm in that hole quite a bit, and I definitely wear ear protection because it is, I actually like hearing. So, uh, but no, he did great. So, no, I definitely, like I said, I know what I have planned and what I want to do under there, and I think that it's going to be cool once we get going um, in there, and you'll see as we continue on and how we're going to do it and what the thought process is and why we're doing it the way we're doing it and all those type of things. But yeah, it's going to be a time consuming project. That's like I said, it's not going to happen overnight. No, not at all. So what are we at? 460 in the chat, guys. We're at 185 on the thumbs up. So if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you to please do so again to show support for the channel, and I do appreciate that ahead of time. It really does make a big difference with the algorithms. So the more interaction, the better. So I do appreciate that as well. So, but uh, all right, so let's go back to the supply chain issues. If China continues with the tougher lockdowns, okay, it is going to get really hairy over here because we're not going to get the supplies that we need. So, number one, that's how it's going to affect us. It would not be surprised. I would not be surprised at all if things continue to go worse here. Um, yes, I know that, JJ. We're definitely, ventilation is going to be a huge factor of what we're going to be doing. Once we go in underground, we have already got that all planned out. We really do. Yeah, now talk about the railroad strike too. That is absolutely something that is a very strong possibility of happening. Uh, you've had plenty of you've had plenty of the unions have said no to the contract. They were actually talking to Biden about that the other day, and he said that his team is working on negotiations. It's coming down to sick days, guys. Give these guys sick days. What job out there? I have not really seen a job out there that does not give people sick days, that you acquire sick days. I mean, I've been in nursing for a long time, and we always were, we get so much, you accrue so much vacation time every month. There's so much sick time that you acquire, and all those type of things. So yeah, I just no, radon's not a worry in the bunker. No, no, but so we're gonna have really good ventilation in there, guys. I'm telling you right now. So but and if this railroad strike happens, right? If this railroad strike happens, it's going to devastate the economy worse than it already is. I do believe we're headed for a recession as it is right now, but down underground says hello to those who attempted to go underground. Um, you know, it, with being underground, let me just say this too, okay? Having a bunker underground, I want to have, like I said, my main focus right now is like the root cellar area, that we can store things underground in a temperature controlled area. As we go on from there, and we'll move forward. And I want to have a freezer underground. I want to have other things available underground too. Again, none of these things are going to happen overnight. They're going to take time, and I realize that. And is it going as fast as I would like? No. Is a lot of that on me? Yeah. So we'll get there. We'll get there. Once we hit into the really cold weather, there's not going to be a whole lot of other stuff to be doing outside other than doing something underground. So those are things that we need to be working on. And there's some other things obviously that we can do, but we're just gonna do the best we can. But anyway, um, if the railroad strike happens, which again I hope it doesn't, because it's going to really, like, about 40% of all freight that's moved is done by railroad, and you can't pick that up. You can't make that up with the truckers. Then you throw on top of that with the truckers, with the fuel problems that they're having. It's just this huge recipe for disaster that can all kind of come together at the same time. And people have not a clue in the world. They're just like going through the motions, thinking everything's always going to be great. People can only be pushed so far, okay? And the railroad workers are, in my opinion, and I'm not saying I have any inside information or any of that type of stuff. Um, I'm not saying that, I don't, okay? But they've been going without a contract and continuing to work for 2 years. A lot of issues, a sticking point. Pay is great. Give them more pay. Fantastic. They're going to do that. They've already agreed to that. But give these guys sick time. Give them an opportunity that if something happens, here, listen, anybody watching here, with inside of the last 6 months, yes or no in the comments for this, guys. Have you had something that you either had to take time off from work for yourself directly or for family members? Yes or no? In the last 6 months, how many of you, yes, if you've had to take time off, or no, if you haven't, in the last 6 months because of family or yourself? So majority yeses is what I'm seeing here. There's definitely no scattered in there, but there's a lot of yeses too. So what that basically, let's say it was 50-50. All right. Well, let's say if we have 1,000 rail workers, which we obviously know there's a lot more than 1,000 rail workers. Okay. So let's say 50% of them have had some issue where they needed to take time off because of themselves or a family member, but they're not allowed to because the company says no and you don't get no sick time. Does that make any sense to anybody? There's always something that's going to happen in your lives, which is either going to affect you or a family member, that you're going to need to have time to be able to deal with that. So with the workers, basically saying, listen, I want, this is what we want. We want some paid time off. And it's not going to cost these guys that much money. You look at the money that was put in to buy back stocks, all right? And realistically, the percentage, if they did give these guys sick time, it would be 2% of the money that they put into stock buybacks. So you can't say they don't have the money. They've had record profits. They're making huge money, the railroads are. So, I'm sorry, but you know what? Greed is disgusting to me. Take care of your people. I really don't get it. I really don't. Um, it makes absolutely no sense to me that you don't take care of the people that run your business, that take care of your business. Why wouldn't you give them sick time? You know, I don't know. It's just, it's like I know a lot of people, okay, and I'm going to use the nursing field because obviously that's my area of expertise. I know a lot of people that have had issues with, management in facilities, and because of the union was there, the union was able to, protect them and help them. After they went through their probationary period and their probationary period was over, and I only got 3 days bereavement when my husband passed away unexpectedly. Not enough time. No, I get that. I understand that. That's not something that you just get over. It just doesn't, go away. There's things that have to be taken care of, especially if it's unexpectedly. Yeah, that's the worst. When somebody's, you know, missed part of this. Are the railroad workers on strike now? No, not yet. I believe the earliest that they would be striking is the 9th of December, and I believe it might actually be like the 12th or the 14th of December would be the earliest that they would strike. These all the unions have to agree to the contract. If all the unions do not agree, so let's say 8 of the 14 agree and 6 do not, they all go on strike because they are a big group of people. Okay, and there's a strength in those numbers. So, like I said, and their sticking point, from what I'm understanding, and I don't think I'm wrong on this one, they want paid sick time, which they deserve. Um, you know, I think they deserve it. I'm sorry. Anybody that could sit here and say, oh, they don't deserve sick time, well, then, I don't know. I don't know. I was going to say something, but I don't want to say that what I would call you because it's not a nice word. The greed really, really just really upsets me, but it is amazing to me how that happens. That they can get away with this for as long as they have. And realistically, whose side's the government going to be on? Realistically, come on, you know. How many people, hands are in pockets of politicians? It's big business, guys. Railroads are big business. We may not think so in this day and age because it's not like out there like it used to be, but the railroads still get a lot. A lot of the transportation is done with the railroads. So, that really never changed. It might not be as much as it used to be because of the highways and stuff like that, but a lot of freight is moved on the railroads, and that could be a huge, huge problem. So let's take care of these people. I mean, that's I don't know. Like I said, that I don't get it. I don't understand it. Let me see if Heather's gotten back to me. Okay, yep, she did. All right, perfect. All right, awesome. So I live in a railroad town. Rails just 4 blocks from my house. I don't know how you could sleep. I guess you get used to it with the railroads right there. I know I have a friend of mine, and he literally lives right next to the railroad tracks. And I think it's like something that you tune out after you've lived there long enough. You don't even hear it anymore. It's like that background noise, but I don't know. I don't know if I could or not. but yeah. So I mean, it's just like I said. I believe that they need to do the right thing, take care of these guys, get them their sick time, and then you avert a lot of problems with doing that. A lot of problems. Yeah, I'm going to tell you what. As you guys know, a lot of times when I travel at night, right? Um, the amount of truckers guys that are out on the road, and they're going and they're doing their thing. Uh, there's a lot of stuff moving, and then I'll go by rest areas and they'll be absolutely loaded with truckers, because they can only drive for so many hours and then they got to have their downtime. It's amazing. I mean, the amount of trucks that are out on the road is just incredible, and they're dealing with, you're talking about a huge truck, uh, can do a lot of damage to somebody really quickly. So, but yeah, it's just I don't know. Like I said, I just don't get it. And the rich just get richer, and everybody's like, yeah, that's okay. I don't get it. Who was it? What I just saw? Oh, it was Disney. It was Disney. The CEO is leaving. A new CEO is coming in, and the guy that's leaving is getting like a severance package of like $23 million. Wouldn't that be awesome? Okay. Oh, yeah. You know what? This job's not for me. I'm going to leave now. Just give me a whole bunch of money now that I'm going to leave. I mean, how does that exact for what exactly? That's the golden parachute. They sign those contracts. They get it. They get it in there that if they're kicked off the job or they leave the job, that they get these huge severance packages. It's all part of the contract that they signed when they sign up. So it's disgusting. It is absolutely disgusting to me because I'm sorry. Just like I don't feel that baseball players, football players, basketball players are worth 25, $30 million a year to play a game, right? I'm sorry, but same thing to me. Um, you know, Now football players they beat themselves up pretty badly. A lot of them, you look at all the football players, guys, that they're not around a long time. A lot of them are gone young. So, but yeah, it's a brutal sport, brutal sport. But nobody's worth that kind of crazy money. And then all the endorsements they get on top of that. So, hey, it is what it is. If they can do it, good for them. So, but what was it? I just saw. I want to check this because I want to make sure I'm saying this the right way. I just saw this. Let's see. When was this? So far, I want you guys to hear this one, okay? The United States has now committed approximately $5.3 billion in security assistance to Ukraine since the beginning of the Biden administration, including approximately 4.6 billion since Russia invaded Ukraine. Now, I want you guys to think about this a second. What could $5.3 billion do to help our homeless situation in this country, to help our veterans, to help the drug addiction problem that we have in this country, and not just dealing with the addiction, okay? Not just dealing with the addiction, but dealing with the underlying issues of the addiction. Because until you deal with the underlying issues when it comes to addiction, you're never going to get the addiction to stop. They have to, a lot of people use the drugs and the alcohol to mask that pain from whatever they're trying to deal with. And so, unless we figure something out here, nothing is ever going to change. But it is amazing to me. But and again, how is it that we are giving this kind of money to this country? You know, how are we giving this kind of money to this country? It just, I don't get it. I really, really don't get it. And then all the armament that we've given them, which it has all not been accounted for on top of that. So where did that all go? I mean, it's just, it's this constant thing that happens over and over and over and over and over again. And it just, it is just absolute insanity. And it's not going to stop anytime soon. Uh, Sonia's saying money laundering. Well, I'm not going to say that because I don't want to be accused of spreading false information, but it is interesting. It is definitely interesting. Yeah, and where's JJ makes a great point. And where's the accountability of the money? Where's the money go? Why are we? Here's the thing. Why are we giving them money to pay their teachers, their doctors, their politicians' salaries, and the retirement? Why are we giving them money to do that? Isn't that their problem, not us? Don't we have enough issues here in the United States when our elderly don't have a decent amount of money to survive on each month? I want you guys to think about something, okay? And it may sound like a lot of money. And let's say the average, well, God, I know some people that are doing it on a lot less, but you have people, a lot of people getting less than $1,000 a month for Social Security, right? A lot of people getting less than 1,000 a month, and even though year to year they may get an increase based on inflation, it's not enough. That's not covering everything. When you have groceries going up like they've gone up, when you've had meds continuing to rise like they've risen, right? With all these gasoline doing what it's doing, that money goes really, really fast. Who takes care of them? Who takes care of them then? And that's what people don't, I don't think people realize that. They don't get it. They don't understand. And but yet we're going to go bail out all these other countries and give them billions and billions of dollars. We're not taking care of our veterans, that have seen combat, that are dealing with issues that, now they're on the streets for whatever reason. It's amazing to me. Yeah, people are living out of their cars. There's a lot of homeless people right now, a lot of homeless people. And there's a lot of issues happening that, yeah, I'm claiming Zelensky is a dependent on my taxes. No kidding. No kidding. It's amazing to me. And it's amazing that people aren't more upset, that they're not more up in arms and those type of things. It baffles my mind. It really truly does. So I don't know, guys. I don't know what to tell you. I don't have the answers. I really don't. I wish I did. I mean, well, I kind of have the answers, but they'll never listen to me. I have solutions. I do. One of those solutions would be to cut off all foreign aid, to focus on our own country, take care of our people here in the United States. I think that might be a really, really good way to start. Uh, you know, Stop giving free handouts to people that are coming into the country illegally. Nobody gets a free ride anymore from that aspect. I don't have a problem with immigration at all, if you are doing it the right way. And there is a process that you can follow to do that. But when you have thousands upon thousands of people every day streaming in from the southern border because of the people in charge have opened the doors and said, come on in, right? And who benefits? Let's think about this again. Who benefits from all these immigrants coming in to the United States? Let's think about this for a second. Who could possibly benefit from cheap labor, from people that won't argue or cause problems if they get hired somewhere because they don't want to be deported? Who would be the ones that would benefit from that, I wonder? Hmm. Could it possibly, and I'm just speculating here, could it be big business that makes a bunch of money off of these people? Could it be? I don't know. I'm not saying that it is. I'm not saying that it is. So I won't be accused of giving false information. I'm just speculating here. That's all we're doing. We're doing speculation. But it is amazing to me. There's a place up here locally where I am at that has a potato chip plant. Okay. And it is amazing. It is amazing to me at that potato chip plant how many people that don't speak English that are working there that are not from this area. It's crazy how that works. But they're working, they're getting paid, right? Big business, doing what they do, you know. So, and I love the fact when people say, "Well, these people will do the work that other people don't want to do." Okay, let's look at that. Let's look at that, right? I'm going to tell you what. If they cut people off the government teat, if you will, and said, "Yeah, you know what? No more sitting on your butt and getting everything handed to you. You actually have to go out and work for a living." Boy, you would be amazed how a lot of people are that, they have this thing, that thing, and the other thing going on where they can't work because of this, that, or the other thing, right? That is a lot. Not, and I'm not saying all cases. I'm not saying all cases, so please don't put those words in my mouth. But in a lot of cases, that there's nothing legitimately wrong with them. They just learned how to work the system. So they've gotten really good at getting over and playing the game. So now they can sit home and collect a check and they don't have to do anything. It's just I've seen it, guys, over and over and over again. And as somebody that's worked my whole life, um, it's frustrating because it's like why am I busting my butt, you know, um, working the way I did for many years while these people are just sitting around doing nothing. They're laughing at us. They're laughing at us because we're supporting them, and it's frustrating. So I think that, like I said again, there is going to be a breaking point. I really do. I think it will get to a point where people will have just had enough. And yeah, Ukraine is not going to beat Russia by themselves. Now, I don't care what that I don't think you will ever see truly happen. If Russia really wanted to, just like us, if Russia really wanted to, they could end that very quickly. And that's what I don't get either. Because, actually, I do get it because it's business. War is a business, and the longer you can keep a war going, the more money's made by big business. That's the bottom line. The more bullets you have to shoot, the gun manufacturer has to make those bullets. The more rocket launchers that you've used, the more the companies have to make new rocket launchers, or ammunition for them. So, you know, yeah, it's just it's amazing. It's just like I said again, it is amazing to me. Oh, guys, we passed egg count time. I apologize. But yeah, it's business. It always comes down to follow the money. Who's benefiting from a situation? And at the end of the day, 9 times out of 10, it ain't going to be me and you. So, that's the reality. All right, so let's do this really quickly. Egg count time. How many eggs? And yes or no for thick neck today. So let's do that real quick, and I'm going to take a drink while we're doing that. Okay, give you guys a moment. I'll tell you this really quick. Yesterday we ended up getting 4 eggs yesterday, so that would kind of trip me out. And of course, no thick neck. But so anyway, the right answer today, Janet Humphrey. If you had the same guess as Janet Humphrey with 1 egg and no thick neck, then you were absolutely correct. I was actually shocked that we got 4 eggs yesterday because we've been getting one, maybe two, or zero. Those have been the numbers that we've been getting. So, congratulations, Janet. You've won absolutely nothing. except for the bragging rights until the next live stream. So, but yeah, that's where we're at. But yeah, it's just like I said, the weather's been, uncooperative. Yesterday was sunny though. Yesterday was a sunny day, so I think that's why we ended up with as many eggs as we did yesterday. So
Can I come in?
yeah, come on in.
We don't need to get a new doorknob at all. Because I just took my sleeve and I twisted it and it worked.
Well, I would
I'm
still
still gonna go get one.
come on over and say hello. Okay, so I got to tell you this story. Okay, so our front doorknob. I got to tell you a story real quick. For what, 6 weeks, 8 weeks now?
Oh, it's been a couple months.
Yeah, a couple months. Okay, so the front doorknob, when you would turn it, it'll pull off. It'll just pull off. So we've been just pushing it back on, and then it works, right? So we've been doing. Can I help you?
She's like, excuse me.
Um, so we've been doing that for a while. Well, Heather pulled off the doorknob the other day, and inside the tumbler, everything kind of fell apart. So it's done. It's done. And so, we've been just. You can still lock the house, but there's just no doorknob in the front. But Heather said she goes, I just took it and I held onto it and turned it, and it opened. But she's
You
gonna
got it.
she's gonna be getting a new doorknob. Hello, Hella.
There is no Heather anymore.
Oh boy, somebody is jealous.
Let me go get Stella since people are asking.
All right, all right.
I forgot you're doing your stream. I had to come over and tell you that.
No, that's fine. It's fixed. It's a miracle. So yeah, so that's yes. There's Miss Hella. It does not look like, I was looking at her today, guys. She does not appear to be pregnant. So there's no fattening of this dog. She's just as thin as she's ever been. All right, now you got to go. Come on, you're on video all the time. Let Heather.
Can't really see her.
Can't really see her because she's a little black girl.
She's like, no, Mama.
So.
Oh, she's not having it. Can't really see her anyways, but come here, hon.
Yeah, there she is.
She's not very happy. Doesn't help that I've got a black shirt on.
What's the matter, Pandora? Are you being neglected? Are you being neglected? Want to go outside?
Really?
I think they want to go outside. You want to go outside, Hella? All right. Oh.
Okay, well,
okay.
I'm being told to go do that, so.
Oh, well, thank you.
That's the ending of my time together with you guys.
Well, you could come here and stay for a minute until you take them out.
You're already getting them all around.
All right. Yeah, it's my fault.
It is your fault.
So, anyhow, but yes, yeah, Jerry Lee gotten fixed 2 weeks before they locked up. So, unfortunately, it looks like there's not going to be any Jerry Lee puppies. I was told though that there's other German shepherds in the area down there, so we will look at getting her hooked up with somebody else, and hopefully a big old boy, and get them together, and we'll see what happens. All right. So, anyhow, no, up here, not a lot of snow up here at all. It's already all gone. It's already all melted. A couple inches, maybe 3-4 inches with that storm that hit Rochester. When we went down to go see Eddie, they had none. They had no snow. They didn't get any. But Buffalo got hammered. They got hammered bad. As you guys know, like 6 foot of snow, 82, I think it was, or 81.5 inches. I think with the most in the one's area. Couldn't even imagine that much snow in one storm. I mean, when, like Rochester gets about 100 inches a year. That was, that's been the average for a long time, right in that range between 80 and 100 inches in a year. And to get, 80 inches in one storm, that's just crazy. But no, right now here, there's no snow. And, I'm sure that Billy the Kid Norwood, how about them Cowboys? Yes, sir. Billy the Kid Norwood, I was a happy camper. Very, very happy camper. And it wasn't even as close as a score because, the Cowboys at the end, just they were letting them eat up the clock, and they were, they scored with 12 seconds to go. and they still lost by 8. So, but is there a doggy dating service in West Virginia? No, but there's other people that I can contact down there that know shepherds that are in the area. So I figured we were hoping that Jerry Lee would get the job done, but that was not to be the case. And so, well, the next one. Oh, hold on. Didn't work that time. What happened?
Lock it?
No, I didn't lock it.
Couldn't get it that time.
Okay, well, that's why you just got to leave it like a little bit of a jar when you're coming in and out.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna have to
That's
do.
what we did when I was bringing in wood today. I just like would close it partly, so then I would be able to just push it open.
Yeah, well, thank you for letting me in.
You're welcome. You come back? Okay. Now the dogs are out, so we won't have Hella being jealous that Heather's in here. JJ, the Cowboys were. Cowboys have had a very tough schedule this year. So there she is. Hi, Heather.
Here I am.
And so, what you want to talk about your?
No, I don't.
You know, you don't want to talk about your Etsy
No, I
channel.
don't.
Why?
I haven't had any time to do anything.
Oh, okay. You've been
I-
checking any emails or anything?
No.
No. Oh my God. Well, I guess we'll see. You guys are on here pushing to have Heather's Etsy channel talked about, and she's not even going on there.
I'm sorry. I've been busy with real work.
Real work.
Work I physically have to go
I
to.
know. I know. Having a
Okay.
job.
They got a boy who will be able to show
Yes.
it.
Here, let me see, Mr. Maxie. Oh, Mr. Max is a good boy. That's this. This is my baby. This is the cat that we got for Eddie all those years ago. This he he had a good school year, and I told him if he had a good school year, he wanted an orange male, which we are going to name Maximus. And so we got Mr. Max here, and Mr. Max chose me. He did said he goes, yeah, Eddie's okay, but I like you better. So he's been my boy forever.
Now that he's gone, he's my boy.
Well, but now that I'm home for a visit, where does he stay? He comes in with
He's
me.
in my room with that too.
Well, he stays in with me quite a bit. Yeah, but yeah, you're okay, I guess, in his book when I'm not here.
So much okay that he sleeps with me right next to me every single night.
He's a good cat. He's a very loving cat, and he's good companionship. He's getting up there too now. He's got to be about 10 years old now.
Probably around that.
Yeah, probably about 10 now.
He's a good boy.
But he's wasting away, as you guys can see. Just nothing to him. See, I'll show you. He's poor thing is starving to death, as you can see. Just terrible, just terrible. Missing meals. So, all right. Well, let's put him back over here.
I'll let y'all continue.
All right. Well, we will see you later then. There's his tail still in the street. Okay. He's a good boy though. Uh-oh. Yep, JJ got him already. Very nice. You're throwing, there he goes. All right, beautiful. Thank you, JJ. No, Max is a good cat. He's just so here's the weird thing about Max. Now I love to play with my cats too and get them going. Some cats, you can play with them and they're fine. They don't go hardcore on you, right? Max doesn't know that. He doesn't. It never computed with him. So when you play with him, I would have to actually wear a glove because he would tear you up. He'll lock in and he will scratch the crap out of you and bite you. And he's playing, but he doesn't know the difference of, okay, I shouldn't go as hard. But Angela, the egg count was 1, and it was no for thick neck. So, but yeah, so that's what happened there. So, but yeah, he does not play nice. Other cats I've had, they get it, they play nice, but Max is just he just does not. Yeah, all orange cats that share the same brain cell and are grateful for it. It's about right too. But he's a loving cat, and he's a very loyal cat. So can't complain about that part of it. I like all our cats are pretty cool. You know, Stella is more of just a Heather cat, so that's kind of how that goes. But all right, no getting completely off track like always. Imagine that. I know a stream where we're not talking about the topic very much or hardly at all, but it is shout out time. So let us do some shout outs. So Heather does not want me to mention her Etsy account, so we're not going to mention her Etsy account during the shout outs. All right. So the first one I want to mention is Icky Can up in Canada. Good guy, real good channel, just very down to earth, and he's been living off grid almost as long as I have. You have Angry Prepper down in New York City with Jason, real good dude. Love Jason. Just what you see is what you get, and I like that because that's kind of how I am too. And you have Alaska Prepper with Rudy, another really good dude up in Canada or up in Alaska. Alaska Prepper, I guess that's why, right? You have Alaska Granny up there as well. You have Sean James with the Sean James channel and My Self Reliance. Same guy, two different channels. A lot of good information showing him building off grid and building his home and doing what he does up there. Very, very cool. You also have North Shore Preparedness up in Canada. There is Corporal's Corner, Bjorn Hansen. Bjorn Hansen just put out a video, guys, too, and I just watched this the other day. Actually, I watched it today, I think. And he was talking about we were right and they were wrong. And it's actually quite interesting, and I think you should watch that if you get a chance to watch that. But I thought it was very poignant what he was saying, which made a lot of sense. A lot of sense. You have 80K Man up in the Adirondacks. You have Bizariza Jizza, who was in the chat here tonight. He is doing the Carrington Chronicles, putting up new episodes now, so definitely check him out as well. You have Marfugal News with Adam and Dax out on the West Coast in Seattle. Another good channel. A lot of good information there as well. You have Magic Prepper in North Dakota. You have Wranglestar with Cody. Another really good channel. Red Poppy Ranch. There's Survival Lily. You have Kyle's Cabin, which is up in Minnesota. Kyle and Sierra doing their thing up there, living off grid. Nice young couple. You have Bush Radical and Girl in the Woods, husband and wife team. Really like them. They got a lot of good information. They split their time between Michigan and up in Alaska. So cold and colder, right? You have Green Gregs. There is Southern Prepper 1. You have Gray Man Prepping. St. Bernard Acres with Joe. There is Doug and Stacy, another really good channel. A lot of good information on their channel as well. You have the Nomadic Movement down in Panama. Nice young couple down there. You have the Green Dream Project out in Arizona. Another good channel. Another, a lot of good information with them. There's Camping with Steve. Steve Wallace up in Canada. Really like him. Just something, just stealth camping. Something different. A lot of fun to watch. Bush Doctor Survival. There is Monkey Works. The Needy Homesteader. The Needy Homesteader. She's been through quite a bit, as you guys know. Anybody that watches her channel knows. Good person, though. You have Boss of the Swamp. Been around for a long, long time. Like his stuff as well. You have Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project. Diamond is a very, very smart dude. Definitely check him out. He's not bought and paid for by anybody, so I definitely would ask you to go and check him out and support him. You have Patera with the Appalachian Homestead. There is City Prepper. You have Illumina Acres, Suspicious Observer. There is Bear Independent. You have the Uneducated Economist. You have Bushcraft Bear in the Canary Islands in La Palma. A lot of good information with him when the whole volcano stuff was going on over there. He was doing daily updates twice a day, so that was pretty cool. You have Mary Greeley News. Mary Greeley gives a lot of good information about the earthquakes, Yellowstone volcano, and everything that's going on there, so definitely good information there as well. You have Adapt 2030, Malachi's Corner, Ice Age Farmer. There is Ryan Hall Y'all. If you want to get your weather, guys, you definitely should get it from Ryan Hall Y'all. A lot of good information, really good guy, uh, does a lot of good stuff. You have Russell Brand, and I like Russell Brand because Russell Brand will make you think. And I think it's important that we think. We look at things objectively and he gives you that opportunity to do that, and he just kind of shows all that stuff there. Okay. You have Deep South Homestead. There's the Outsider, the Fit Farmer. You have Prep Rebel, Simple Life Reclaimed. There's Townsend's, the Prepared Mind out in California. You have Pinball Preparedness there, who obviously pinballs down in Tennessee. East Tennessee Preparedness, the Economic Ninja, and Little House Off Gritty, who is also in Tennessee. So those are the shout outs for tonight. So definitely go check out those channels. Tell them Prepper Nurse One sent you over. Give them, give them some support. And we should be supporting each other. I'm sure there's a lot of other channels out there that are good as well. Those are just the ones that I'm doing the shout outs for. But I think we should be supporting each other, and I think it's important to do that. So, anyhow, a lot of interesting stuff going on. I read an interesting article recently, and I'm not gonna actually I'm not gonna talk about it on here because I don't want to get in trouble. And it's not. Ed, please look up risky Chrissy. Okay. If you send me a link to my email at preppernurse1@yahoo.com, I will definitely check them out. So if you would do that, I will definitely check them out. Real quick, guys, I do want to mention my website, preppernurse1.com. We have the Prepper Nurse One community over there, which is a resource that we've set up for you guys to be able to connect with like-minded preppers. All right, free to join. It does not cost anything. No credit card information is asked, but you do have to register. Once you're in, check out the message boards. Look, look for people in your state or your country. It's a good resource to connect with like-minded people. Also, we have the Forefathers on there, which is the CBD and hemp store. So check them out as well. So again, preppernurse1.com. You will see the Forefathers logo on there. If you click on that, it will take you to their website. Once you're on their website, if you decide to make a CBD or hemp purchase, you can save 15% by doing so, okay? By using the discount code PrepperNurse1. Last but not least, we have the Legacy Freeze Dried Food on my website. So again, preppernurse1.com. Click on store, it will drop down. You will see Legacy Foods. You click on that, and it will take you to the store within the website. Definitely check that out. 25-year shelf life, GMO free, gluten options available as well. It is also vegetarian, but there are beef and chicken options that can be purchased separately. There's also, like I said, gluten free options as well. So, good thing to have in your long term preps. I would definitely encourage you to do so. All right. So, what are we at here? Almost time, but not quite yet. What are your thoughts on the possible railroad strike? Well, we talked about that a little bit earlier, how-to videos. I am hoping that it can be averted. I hope that management smartens up and gives those railroad workers sick time, which is what they want. They want to be able to have some paid time off. I think they deserve it. They do a very, very hard job. When you have, and I have gotten information from railroad workers. So this is not anything I'm making up. I've been contacted by 3 or 4 different railroad workers that have all said the same thing. And they said management will sneak around and look for reasons to try to fire you. I don't think I would want to work in an environment like that. And I think that that is definitely counterproductive. If you are trying to run a business, you should be. I don't understand why people do what they do in those type of situations. I really don't. Why wouldn't you take care of your people? Why wouldn't you treat your people decently? Why would you be sneaking around looking for a reason to try to fire somebody? I don't get that because I'd be like this. Here's your reason. Right here. Let's go. I mean, I wouldn't. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I'll be honest with you. I don't have that kind of temperament. I don't put up with a lot of crap, and I'm not. See, here's my thing. I don't have a problem working for anybody, and I'll do whatever job you want me to do, and I'll take care of my business. You don't have to watch me. You don't have to babysit me because I'm going to take care of my business. My rules are very simple. Don't talk down to me. Don't try to treat me like crap. Don't try to belittle me in front of other people because if you do, we're going to have a problem. Because I'm not taking that from anybody. There's no job out there worth being treated like a piece of garbage. And that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. So, I know two people that work for the railroad who said the same thing. Say, Sonia, yep. But it's to deny them benefits such as retirement. Yeah, Okie Forge, it's crazy. I don't understand that. I really, truly don't. Why do they have the union? Why is the union not? Why? So here's the problem that I have too with this whole thing with the railroads, guys. Why is it 2 years later? Why hasn't something been done by now? They've been working without a contract for 2 years. 2 years. I don't get it. I really don't get it. And at what point do the workers say, screw you, union, you're not taking care of us, you're not looking out for us, we're done? Right? At what point does that happen? But you know, like I said, that's just me. My buddy got fired for not having a hard hat on. Yeah, I mean, it's like, where's the warning? Give them a warning. If you do it, like I said, if you get caught, you get one warning, two warnings, third time you should be gone. If after three times, if you're still not wearing a hard hat, then you're a moron and you shouldn't be working there. But you got to, if you treat people with respect and dignity, that's what you will get back. You will get loyal workers that want to come to work, that want to make a decent living, that are going to be productive. But when you treat people like crap all the time and you work them like they're slaves and you think that you can talk down to them and treat them like garbage, you're not going to get productive people. You're not. It's just they're going to do the bare minimum and that's it, and that hurts your bottom line in the long run. So I never could understand that, why different places do what they do. I don't get it. That's just, like I said, that's just me. So, but yeah, exactly. Warning and constructive training, not firing with no warning. Exactly. I agree with that 100%. Okay, so let's do this. We are Legion because we are many. We are all over the country. We are all over the world. Where is everybody from tonight? Where is everybody from? Corrective. Yes, I knew what you meant. We have Central Missouri, Montreal, Quebec, Canada, Dayton, North Carolina, Connecticut, Nowhere, Oklahoma, Inverness, Florida, with Clyde in the house, New Mexico, Waterloo, New York, uh, Las Vegas, BC, Canada, Gatlin, Pennsylvania, St. Augustine, Florida, Tucson, Arizona, Verone, BC, Canada, Greenlee County, Arizona, Wisconsin, Kansas, Florida, Hale, Michigan, East Central Illinois, Mississauga, Ontario, Canada, Cape Cod, Massachusetts, Central Kentucky, Southwest Ontario, Canada, Charlotte County, Florida, beautiful Pennsylvania Wilds, Bay City, Michigan, Dayton, Ohio, Alabama, Southeast Pennsylvania, upstate New York, somewhere in Michigan. I like that. Slava, Kentucky, North Texas, Fort Worth, Texas, Campbell, Missouri, Nebraska, Indiana, very nice, Birdsboro, Pennsylvania, Western New York, Bay of Islands, Newfoundland, very nice. Australia's in the house with Steve. Gatlin, Pennsylvania, once again, Oregon, Gulf Coast of Mississippi, West Virginia's in the house with Morning Light, Union City, Pennsylvania, St. Augustine, Florida's in the house with Diane, New Hampshire's here. We got Norway's in the house. Glad to have you here. Troutman, North Carolina, South Jersey, very nice. Arizona, Baker, West Virginia. So, again, guys, we're all over the country. We're all over the world. We're a huge network of people. We truly are the ones we can make a difference now, and we can make a difference after an event. We can try to wake people up now. That's not always an easy task, obviously, but we just do the best that you can. But after an event, we will be the teachers of people, teaching them how to survive when they have no idea of what to do. Yeah, no Philip or no Asif tonight. Well, it's Friday, so they should be here Sunday, I'm hoping. We got Washington, D.C. with Jamila's in the house. Very nice to have you here. So, but yeah, guys, I'll tell you what, I'm going to always continue to encourage you to prep, get ready the best that you possibly can. We never know what's going to happen. There's no time clock counting down saying this is how much time that we have. When something happens bad, it's going to be bad, and we have to react to that. So the more prepared we are, to be ready, the better off we're going to be. We really will. So, and the thing is, make your chances of survival better, doing everything that you can to help yourself and help your family, even if your family don't believe in what you're doing. Okay, because I dealt with that for years and years and years. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter, because they know that when something happens, where are they coming anyway? They're going to come to you. So, you have that opportunity to be that person that can really make a difference in your family's lives, how they do. And again, you're going to have to make a choice. Who do you help and who do you not help? Because depending on how much food you have, it can go really, really quickly with a large number of people. So that's something you got to think about as well. So, but yeah, it's just like I said, guys, we just got to continue to do the best that we can. And, time is going to do what it's going to do. And, at the end of the day, when something does happen, we're all going to go, I wish I'd had more time, you know? And that's the reality. So in the meantime, with whatever time we have, put yourself in the best position, be as ready as you can be. And like I said, the only person that's going to stop you from doing that's you. That's it. So do what you can. Be proactive. I know it gets monotonous, and I know it can get like, oh my God, why am I doing this? But when you see everything that's going on and all the possibilities of something bad happening, to me, it's like it's that bell going off, constantly going, continue, keep doing it. Look at this crap that's going on. And realistically, guys, look at what happened the last 2 years, the last 2 years before this summer, and look what they put us through, because they had the control, they had the power, they could do it, and people just jumped in line and did what they were told. Okay, do you want to be one of those people, or do you want to be somebody that says, hey, you know what, I don't have to rely on them? So if you can get yourself in a position where you're going to be better off, you do what you have to do. All right. So anyway, I want to thank my moderators who do an absolutely fantastic job keeping the chat clean. Ladies and gentlemen that moderate for me, I appreciate what you do. It really does mean a lot. And it really makes the chat so much nicer that I don't have to worry about trying to, you know, watch for the porn bots and everything else. So that it means a lot to me. So thank you for what you do. I want to thank all of you guys for being here, because without you here, then I'm not here. So that means a lot to me as well. It's a lot of fun, and I do enjoy these chats. And we're going to keep working on doing what we can do, and that's all we can do. You know what I mean? So, but remember, folks, we truly are all in this together. We're one race called the human race. As soon as we could ever figure that one out, we're going to be in much, much better shape. We have to come together. We have to work together. We have to stop letting them divide us. They use race, religion, political affiliation, the vax, the unvaxxed. It's all games. It's all ploys to keep us fighting amongst each other. That's all it is. We'll keep you at each other's throats, and then you'll never focus on the real issues and the real problems, which is big business and the government, because that's who runs everything, folks. At the end of the day, realistically, big business runs everything. So, anyway, also remember to hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So, to tell the people that you care about every day is so, so important, because life is so short. It is amazing how fast the time goes. Have kids, and you'll see how fast that time goes. It's crazy. Also, remember STD, step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, it doesn't have to be prepping related, it doesn't have to be off grid related. It's whatever your dreams and hopes are, whatever you want to accomplish in life, you can do it. And the only person that's going to stop you from achieving those goals is you. That's it, nobody else. If you stay positive, stay away from negativity, stay away from negative people that tell you what you cannot do, you can accomplish anything, and that's a fact. So that's my take on that. I think it's really important that you just have that dream, and you set if you set realistic goals, you just make it happen. And I'm a great example of that, guys. I really am. I've had people tell me that you can't do this, you can't get that done, this isn't going to work, that's not going to work. And every time I always say the same thing. I say, watch me. And guess what? It gets done. It gets there. We get things done. It may not be as fast as some people would like, may not be as fast as I like, but it gets done. And that's what counts at the end of the day. So, all right. Well, listen, I hope you all have a great night. I hope you had a wonderful Easter, listen to me. I hope y'all had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Now I'm like Joe Biden. I can't remember what holiday it was. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Please be safe out there, guys. Going home, uh, again, please be safe driving. If you have to travel to go back to wherever your home was, just be safe, okay? I will see you all later. Prepper Nurse 1 out for now.